we are going for a drive in the Corvette. Probably won't do much talking, but should be able to hear the engine a little better this time. So yeah, let's go for a short drive. I'll catch up with you once I'm out of the neighborhood, and let's go. Nice when it's cool out. The starter doesn't really heat soak at all, because I still haven't wrapped the starter or anything like that. Because with the side pipes, you know, sometimes that's the thing. But yeah, heading back home now. I'm going to talk a little bit about the car and sort of my plans for this next year. Now, you know, this has been a little bit now that we've had this car. We took this car from sitting in a parking lot for 20 years at a Corvette restoration shop, funny enough, over in California. And I bought this. This is my first classic car, like real classic. I've never had anything this old before. And yeah, I never even had a carburetor before, so I had to learn how to fix up a carburetor and deal with all that. 2,000 is what I was used to before, but yeah, I learned. And then we had to do some other things like painting. I painted the car, and it wasn't necessarily my plan to do everything the way I did to the car. Everything just kind of happened the way it did, and I just had to roll with it. You know, and then later on, use this car to propose to my now wife. So now this went from being a car I was just gonna flip, get rid of eventually. Now it's a car I probably won't get rid of, at least not for a very, very long time. You know, this car will probably rot in half before I'm able to get rid of it. But mechanically, this car has been great. Only real issue has been, you know, brakes needed to be gone through, but hey, that's typical with something that was sitting for 20 years. So it has all new brakes, you know, all new tires, the Cooper Cobras, which look nice. And at this point, I got side pipes on it, which was always something I wanted. So I have this car to the point where I'm good to drive this. Yeah. Get a little rev going. But this car is good. It's set up to be a good driver right now. It does need a few things to actually make it a good driver, like a comfortable driver, as in tachometer and speedometer don't work. Those would probably be nice to have in a car that you actually drive. So yep, that'll be something I look into. The gauges do work, but there's no lights. There's no like backlight for any of them, so you can't really drive this at night unless you hold your phone flashlight or something. But that's not going to work. So we can look into that. And right now, one of the headlights, only the right one pops up. The left one, for some reason, is getting stuck. I think the rod or the spring that the actuator sits on is getting seized up. So that's just a few things that this car needs at this point. But nothing really is stopping this from being a driver. Now, I do have other plans, like I want to put a nasty cam in this, and I want to put an 80 to 82 body onto the front and the rear. I guess the 79 had that rear spoiler bumper too, so that's kind of what I want to go for. I want to make this my car, and that's how I'm going to do it. And I know how to do some fiberglass, so I want to do some sort of custom fiberglass lip in the front, but nothing too over the top. I still want to stay mostly true to as if this was an 80 to 82 body style. And then obviously dash views gone through, and it'd be nice to have a radio. And since I did that video of adding Bluetooth to your radio or even aux, you know, that's something I'm probably going to want to do. The only other thing that would be nice is getting power steering in this car. You know, this was a power steering car. It has all the stuff. It's just the serpentine belt or the V belt isn't hooked up. Now this car was originally parked 20 years ago because the power steering valve was leaking. Or not the valve, the hoses that go to the valve was leaking. But by now, the valve is most likely leaking or bad out of adjustment. So it's going to need a hole gone through. But, you know, without power steering, it actually drives pretty good. I can feel it pull a little bit because it's just the way that this rack is designed. So right now, these are my two classics, and the Spitfire, of course, but these two are the cars I'm driving whenever I am driving, if I'm not borrowing my wife's car. If I just have to go somewhere, I'm driving these. This is all I have now. So I gotta make this a little more comfortable, a little more friendlier as a daily driver if I choose to do that. But really, the C10 is my daily driver, and yeah, I have the daily driver and I have a fun car that I can daily drive if I want. And I think that's going to be in the future. I'm going to try daily driving the Corvette, see if you can really do it. Maybe I'll even do the Spitfire as well. And let me know what else you want to see in the new year. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.